Deal me out for a sec.
Very, very, very comical. Very comical.
Pass.
Matusow still doesn't like his cards. In Matusow's defense, I will say,
2,100.
he's in a tough spot because he's not getting the cards, but on top of that, he's got a really tough player to his left. So every time he does come in, Antonius is smooth calling him. Yeah. So he rarely has position. Patrick Antonius going to raise this up with 2 9s.
Pass.
Feldman out of the way. Cyril Mouly.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing with Cyril Mouly, he's in there with these weak aces, but he keeps flopping them.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, when at first you do succeed, try again.
Well, I mean, he's way behind almost every single time, but he constantly flops the ace. Pot is $5,400. Well,
Jack.
he doesn't flop the ace this time.
Finally an aceless board.
And if you're Antonius, you got to like this board. It's only 1 overcard to your pair.
Yeah, looks like a pretty safe board. I was kind of surprised he checked it, though.
Turn gives a 7. Oh, Mouly picked up some outs.
Yeah, he might actually get paid off here as well if Patrick Antonius does decide to bet. Or I guess he's going to have to call. Looks like Mouly's going to bet.
Bet 8,000.
Now, he bets 8,000. Now, this thing's the one thing that makes you a little uncomfortable. The pot was 5,400. Mouly overbets the pot. Now, if you think you're good, you've got to be. You're going to be calling pretty big bets. Remember, Mouly doesn't play small pots.
I like a flat call there, though.
You like me call, huh? All the time you like.
I much prefer a flat call than a raise right there. Control the pot size a little bit.
Queen of spades on the river changes nothing.
It doesn't figure to help your opponent.
Now, if Mouly comes out and bets 26,000 or 35,000,
I think he already checked.
He did. Okay, I was going to say if he bets that big, can Antonius call? We'll never find out. Antonius wins that one with a pair of 9s.
I don't think Mouly's been firing 2 bullets on a bluff. And I think what you're seeing is the result of that. Cyril Mouly building his stack and Patrick Antonius building his stack.
Well, why isn't it working with Tom Dwan then?
Well, I think once you get that losing mentality, sometimes it sticks to you like glue.
Okay, raised to 5,200 total.
It's a grand old game. It's a high-flying game, and I got nothing at all ever.
And another over-raise by the Frenchman, Cyril Mouly.
Over-raise? I mean, it's a monster raise.
Cool.
You guys can play. I'm going to watch you guys play every
My
hand.
doctor call one more time.
Dr. Passion.
I can't leave my patient alone. It could be dangerous.
And Antonius called that big raise.
And catches the flop. Catches top pair.
He was behind, but now he's a big favorite, a 4-1 favorite to win the hand. He's flop top pair. 3 hearts out there. Tough hand to continue on with, and it goes check, check, 3 of spades.
Well, that's a real good card for Antonius's hand.
Yeah, you got to like that one.
Yeah, makes it look like he's probably got to swing at this just to keep Mouly from drawing at a lonely ace or lonely heart. Needs to bet something at this pot, 6 or 7. He probably even bet 8,000, I think.
Okay, 7,000 a bit.
That seems about right. 7 or 8,000.
And Mouly with absolutely nothing is going to call.
Cool.
Well, if a heart comes here, Mouly could steal this pot.
Well, that might be the exact reason why he's calling.
8.
I don't think he's going to steal it with the 8 of clubs on the river.
This pot is $25,900.
It's an interesting decision here. Does Patrick value bet this, try to get a little more out of Mouly? Or does he go ahead and check? I don't prefer a check here and let Mouly try to hang himself.
18.
Well, the only thing, the way Mouly's played this hand, I mean, he's almost played it like he has a small pocket pair.
That's true.
I mean, obviously, we can see what he has. Obviously, the right play is to check and let him bet, because we can see the cards. But if you can't see the cards, if I put myself in Patrick's hand, in Patrick's spot, I might put Mouly on, like, you know, a pair of 5s to the 5 of hearts, something like that, maybe?
No, it didn't feel like that to me.
No? Okay. Well, you know better than me.
Felt like a heart, just a dry heart. That's why I probably would have given him the chance to bluff.
Anyway, you look at it, Patrick Antonius having a great day. He's now up over $308,000. By the way, short-handed game like this, 4-handed, 5-handed, we are 5-handed again because Andrew Feldman returned to the game. In a short-handed game like this, I personally, big fan of the straddle. Because by straddling, you often buy yourself the button.
Yeah, I don't mind it, but I think if you do, you have to match it up with a looser style of play than a couple of these players are willing to do.
Well, that goes without saying.
So far tonight, not as if he hasn't played extremely well in all varieties, but Patrick Antonius has played very well from the straddle position.
Let's go, partner.
Well, Patrick Antonius, I mean, I think he's just... I mean, these are all phenomenal players. Patrick Antonius, though, just another level.
7.
Oh, look at this flop.
Check.
Wow.
It's a pretty good flop. Cyril Mouly with the 6s. Patrick Antonius with top pair and the flush draw.
I think we'll just see a flat call, though, from Antonius. He doesn't want to isolate himself against a bigger ace.
Well, he's already isolated.
Well,
It's only heads up.
I know, but he's out of position, and if he re-raises, he could get only called by a bigger ace.
Yeah, you're 100% right. He does call here.
The correct play, I believe.
7.
A Hold'em card. I'm going to check it again if I'm Patrick Antonius. Let the Frenchman hang himself. I really can't beat any big aces. Still have a flush draw just in case I need it.
Check. Check.
Wow. It goes check, check. Mouly needs a 6 and only a 6. Pot is $18,100. Here's the river.
King.
The king of clubs. Now, if Antonius thought he was out-kicked before, the king has probably got to save him, right? Because now he's got aces and 7s with a king kicker.
Yeah, now that pretty much gives Patrick Antonius a free pass here. He figures to have the best hand. He's definitely going to try to make a value bet.
And he is going to bet here. Looks like about 15,000.
Bet 11,000.
That's actually 11,000. $11,000 into an $18,000 pot. 11,000 over to Mouly. And Mouly can only beat a complete bluff. I mean,
Now, even if Patrick Antonius had the king-high heart draw, you got there to beat him too. I don't think Mouly can call right here. I'd be surprised if he does.
Mouly with 2 pair, 7s and 6s.
Well, he's reaching for chips.
He
Wow.
is going to call.
Does pay him off. And this hand was masterfully played by Patrick Antonius. The Finn really played that hand extremely well.
Pass.
Give him a lot of credit.
What would happen if you ever missed a flop?
It's almost not fair. Good-looking guy. He's tall. He gets the women. And he's up over $300,000. Button in front of Patrick Antonius. And it's a great point you bring up about Mouly. Mouly has been dominating this table with his aggressive play, except against Patrick Antonius. Patrick Antonius seems to have his number. Mouly up about $40,000, but he's probably down $40,000 to this man.
Minimum.
You know why?
If Mouly could stay out of Patrick Antonius' way,
One of these,
I like his chances here tonight.
I'm due to catch something that makes sense eventually.
I guess Cyril Mouly's not going to listen to my advice. He's mixing it up with guess who again? Patrick Antonius.
Well, I mean, Mouly's playing every hand.
Yeah, he's giving up position to Patrick as well. It's a dangerous proposition.
Flop is 9.
Oh, wow. It's a nice flop for Patrick Antonius.
Check.
Well, an open and straight draw. Mouly's still with the best hand presently.
12,000.
Patrick Antonius going to put some heat on Mouly. Mouly going to give it up. And Patrick Antonius, the nice semi-bluff in position, takes down the pot. And at this point, tell me if I'm wrong, I'm kind of convinced if we played this for another 24 hours, another 48 hours, Patrick Antonius would have every chip on the table.
Right now, the way it's going, Patrick Antonius is just dominating this game, and he's going to continue if they keep playing that tie.
Tom Dwan still taking a break from the table. 5 players battling it out. 5 players at the table, over $1 million at the table. Patrick Antonius with over 725,000 of it.
Matter of fact, I believe he's got as much as the whole table together right now. That's a dominant performance.
Yeah. Well, Cyril Mouly with pocket 7s on the button. How about a little raise?
To 5,200 total.
And these raises are just huge.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, Antonius is definitely not going to fold here.
Danger, Will Robertson. Danger.
He wasn't worried about that.
Let's see how this one's played out now. Mouly started the pot with $138,000. Antonius obviously has him covered. 8s for Antonius. Mouly with the 7s, and here's the flop. Oh, there's a 7. Oh.
3.
I was about to say, are we going to see set over set? Nope.
But Antonius does have a flush draw.
Yeah. Any spade or any 8 would do it for Antonius. He's a 2-to-1 dog.
Queen high flush versus king high flush.
Now let's see how Mouly plays this.
My
He's got a set.
He's got to bet pretty big with 3 spades on the board. I like a big bet here. Finally, I'm going to favor one of the bets I know he's going to make anyway.
21.
$21,000. The pot is only 11,900.
The big pot was the one v Ivey, really, wasn't it?
No, the big pot was aces versus kings, and he hit a king.
No, I'm talking about with you.
And a lot of players might say, wow, what a big bet. You're only going to get called but when a hand has you beat.
How much you
I
play,
knew
Sue?
he was light, too.
You know, tell me how much I have.
But you know what, though? Since Mouly does this all the time, it might actually work. $21,000. Back over to Antonius. Pot is $32,900. You can see the fans watching.
It's actually might be a tough spot for Antonius to call. He might actually be debating a raise here. Does have a flush draw just in case he's behind.
Well, a hand like pocket eights here. I mean, it's almost like you'd want to play small ball, but Mouly doesn't let you play it.
Well, that's the problem. If he just flat calls, Mouly's got the bull by the horns. Tough spot for Antonius. Really tough decision.
Yeah, everybody watching intently. I mean, now we can see that the spade is good if he hits it, but Antonius doesn't know that.
Well, if Mouly has an overpair and a spade, he's got Antonius practically drawn dead.
I mean, Antonius, I was trying to figure this one out. Does my opponent already have me beat? Or does he have just a big spade in his hand? Or does he have me beat and a bigger spade in his hand?
That's the $20 million question. Or in this case,
The $21,000 question.
that's right, the $21,000 question.
Well, the action is on Antonius. Look at that tower of chips in front of him. Trying to figure this one out. He's counted out 21,000 chips.
Looks like he's leaning towards a call.
Cool.
All the time, yeah. You like only you call me, huh? All the time, huh?
He has called. This pot is now 53,900. The turn is a 10 of diamonds.
Interesting.
Oh, it's very interesting here. Antonius now is open-ended. Any spade?
I call. Call.
Patrick Antonius is all in. Mouly calls. Patrick Antonius can catch a 6, a jack, a spade, or a 7, or an 8. Antonius is going to win this pot. Everybody on their feet watching this one.
Okay. Wow. He's got out.
You want 4 times?
You guys are fucking sick.
I think we can only
I
do it
know,
once.
I'm joking.
I would run it 4.
Well, good luck.
To the river. It's the Queen of Diamonds.
Oh! And
Patrick
just
Antonius
like that.
does not get lucky. Mouly wins with a set of 7s and $277,000.
And see, Mouly didn't listen to my advice. I said not to tangle with Patrick Antonius. He doesn't listen to me, and he doubles through him. Just goes to show you.
Well, the dealer's going to count this one down, but we can tell you, Mouly wins a monster pot. Now has over $250,000 in front of him.
That's it.
Not a bad night's work.
Everybody watching, discussing that one.
Well, maybe we'll get this game out of the muck.
Patrick,
Patrick lost the first pot he's lost all night.
Instead of winning
Patrick is
600, he's
beatable.
winning 500.
What's that?
So now he's only winning 500 instead of 600. I think Patrick's going to start steaming.
Oh, look at that smile. The wry smile from the Frenchman.
Makes it a little easier to go back and forth across the English Channel, that's for sure.